Welcome to today's topic, thinking errors and how to practically deal with them. So let us start. This was actually a live session, and those who couldn't join, for them this video. So there was a recap from the previous session, and now we don't need that because this isn't a live session now. Yeah, so thinking errors, practical tips, and then yeah. The points that we will be covering today is why to look for thinking errors, how to look for thinking errors, and what to do about it. Each of these questions is significant. Why to look for thinking errors? Unless the mind is convinced why it has to know about this, it will not take anything inside. So that is the most primary question. Why to look for thinking errors? Number two, how to look for thinking errors? Easy. We have so many ways to look for thinking errors, and then what to do about it. So let us go into the next slide. That is why to look for thinking errors. What do you understand by these two small symbols that I used? We are here talking about, think this is the problem, this is the mind. Abstract concept mind is, and we are just for the sake of understanding, let us think like this. This is the problem, this is the mind. So to the mind, a problem came. If we have thinking errors, our mind will be contracted. So what happens over time, the problem gains power and then it eats the mind. Of course, there will be some days in our lives when the mind eats us literally and we are like trapped. To minimize that, let us not have the thinking errors. So when we don't have thinking errors, the problem is under the mind. The mind expands, 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 expands so much that the problem is just a part of the mind and it will easily look for solutions. And not all problems have solutions. Some problems we just need to accept and live with them. And for most other problems, we have solutions. So that is the importance of looking for thinking errors to not empower the problem, but to expand and to empower the mind. What are the ways by which we can expand the mind? Number one is staying happy. So there is an activity like you need to find out what makes you happy. Number two is learning. Lifelong, continue to learn something or the other. When we learn, what happens is neuroplasticity. New neural pathways are formed in the brain, and that helps to expand the mind. Number three is, sorry, and the third one is have a healthy routine. Some practice that will help you to give space and time to yourself. For example, daily meditation, daily breathing techniques, or daily practice of yoga. Now, the second part, how to look for thinking errors. Yeah, how can we look for thinking errors? Thinking happens in the head. From there, we have feelings, and the feelings becomes our behavior. So thinking, feelings, behavior. Any error in the thinking, it gets reflected as words, plus as feelings, plus as behavior. And there are different techniques to deal with thinking errors. If the error is particularly localized in the thinking area, that is, predominance is there, we deal with cognitive therapies. If it is with the feelings that has to be prioritized in the beginning, we directly go to emotive techniques. And then for behavioral disorders, there are so many behavioral techniques and therapies. For today, we are just focusing on the thinking errors that reflects as words. And also thoughts, feelings, behavior. Feelings can generate automatic negative thoughts. Also, the behavior reinforces the thinking. So we need to be very, very cautious about what we are thinking. And that will happen only if we don't have thinking errors. As human beings, as long as we are alive, we will be thinking and we will have thinking errors. To minimize the thinking errors is the goal of this topic. Yeah. How to look for disorders, thinking errors in the form of feelings and in the form of behaviors, we will see soon. For today, let us focus on the words. Yeah, very important. Three types of messages. One is absolutistic messages. driver messages, stopper messages. What do we mean by them? Absolutistic messages means the shoulds and musts in our life. So comes an activity. What are the shoulds and musts in your life with regards to yourself? For example, I might say, I should wake up in the morning. I should talk less. I should eat healthy foods. Or with regards to others, you must take responsibility of your life. You must do that. You must, you should. Also, with regards to world, we might feel wherever I go, I need to be comfortable there. So again, should to the surroundings, to the environment. So the shoulds and musts, they come under this absolutistic messages. What is the problem if we have these absolutistic messages? It creates a kind of pressure in the mind, and it makes the person who receives the message to feel like he or she is a failure. You tell someone you should do this, it means they feel they are shifting from their real self, and they start visualizing an idealized self, which is not easy and which is not needed. All you have to do is work from your real self. The distance between your real self and the idealized self that is being created just keeps on increasing with age, because you're constantly receiving the should messages. So what is the remedy here? Shift to preferential thinking, meaning explain the importance of a routine that you want to implement in your kids, for example, and then say, I prefer or I choose that you do this. I prefer to wake up early in the morning. I prefer to eat healthy foods. I wish you take responsibility of your life. When we do that, there is no demandingness. So we have to shift from demandingness to preferential thinking. Second is driver messages. There are 5 driver messages. What are these driver messages? Who is sitting in the driving seat of our life? Who is in that driving seat? There are 5 driver messages. Number 1, be perfect. If we have this driver, as the term suggests, it will force the person to be perfect in whatever the person undertakes. Being perfect is good, but to what limits? It shouldn't exhaust the person. Number 2, be strong. Yeah, this is a driver messages we receive from our parents, and the purpose is good. The intention is good. Driver messages are really good messages. But these messages can make our life upside down also. For example, a person who has this be strong message, driver message, the person will not express the emotions to any person because I have to be strong. So I shouldn't be I shouldn't be expressing my emotions. And number 3 is please others. Yeah. Do I really need to please others? Think over it. Number 4 is try hard. Do we need to try hard in the present era? Can we not shift it to smart work rather than hard work? Number 5, hurry up. Yeah, this driver message literally kills a person. The last moment, hurry up. We can avoid these driver messages, but they are very, very strong and powerful. So what is the way to deal with driver messages is give permissions. How much I have to be perfect? I need to decide first. In which all areas I need to have perfection. Be strong, driver message is good. But in public, okay, let me put a mask, let me hide my feelings. But when at home, when dealing with intimate people, do I need to have that mask? Can I not be myself and express myself? And hurry up driver, for that, can I not plan ahead and tackle this driver? So for driver messages, giving permission is very important. Yeah, do I need to please others? If the answer is yes, how much and with whom? Yeah, so that is it about the driver messages. Then the last one is stopper messages. As the term suggests, something inside the head tells us stop, stop, stop. The message is not stop as such. The message is You are a stupid, or I am a stupid. Nobody loves me. I am ugly. I am not beautiful. All these are stopper messages. They are called stopper messages because they stop us from progressing. How to deal with the stopper messages? Does it work if we give affirmations? For example, I'm stupid. So daily, if I start saying, I am beaut, I am an intelligent person, or for ugly, I am beautiful, the mind doesn't take it. Why? Because it believes the stopper messages. So all of a sudden, we give an affirmation, the mind doesn't take it at all. So what is the solution here? Debate. Debate every stopper message that comes to you. How to do that debating? 4 steps. Number 1 is ask this question, is it true? For example, I am stupid. Ask the question. So the mind might say, yeah, it is true because I have lots of evidence. My life is like this. I didn't reach anywhere, so I might be a stupid. So, yes. Second question, is it just a subjective feeling or is it an objective feeling? Think from a third person viewpoint. What will others say about this? What do they feel? Maybe the answer is yes, others also think I'm a stupid. Okay. The third one is provide evidence for this. Okay, your mind will bring so many evidences in that situation, this, in the other situation, I acted really foolish. Yeah, so I got again, yes. We can ask for counter message here, like the opposite. When I wasn't a stupid, but that comes under cognitive restructuring. We will see to that later. For the time being, okay, the mind is happy. It got so many yes. Number 4 is, does this thinking help me to promote or progress in my life? Does this thinking that I am a stupid, will that help me to progress in life? The answer obviously will be no. Next is, does this thinking help me to achieve my goals? Does this thinking help me to achieve my goals? No, it will be very, very difficult. Number 3 is, does this thinking help me to reduce my tension? No, it increases the tension. Does this thinking help me to reduce my interpersonal tension, my relationship with others? It can be yes or no. Any one no to all these questions, just one no proves that it is an irrational thought. Just one no. So any irrational thought comes from thinking errors. We need to have rational thoughts. And the problem with irrational thoughts is we believe it so much that we start feeling that the irrational thought is a rational thought for us. So debate the stopper messages and get into rational thinking. Why do we need rational thinking? Because rational thinking helps. Yeah, we already talked about this. This was an activity, musts and shoulds in your life. Driver messages, stopper messages, we already covered. Yeah. We will come to this. Yeah, these are the questions. Is it true? Is it objective evidence to support? Does this thinking help you to progress in your life, to fulfill your goals, to reduce your interpersonal tension, and to reduce your internal tension? So any one no means that is an irrational thought. And rational thinking promotes understanding, understanding of the situation, of the person, of the self, and it prevents interpersonal conflicts, very, very essential to survive in this life. So again, going back, yeah, what to do about this absolutistic thinking? Shift to preferential thinking. I will instead of should, or I prefer, I choose to. For driver messages, give permissions. And that permission has to come from the self. For stopper messages, first of all, debate them. So that is it for today. Yeah, we will continue with the types of thinking errors in the coming sessions. Thank you.